to our channel, Exploring It All. I'm Miraculous Girl. Join me and my dad while we explore subscription boxes, the outdoors, gear and equipment, and other fun things and places. Before we get started, hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Ding! Thank you for watching.
Well, thank you for that amazing introduction, Miraculous Girl, and thank you everyone for joining us again here on Exploring It All. So we've been on vacation, and I haven't put out that many videos here this month, but we're back on track now. We're back home. We hit a lot of states. We went through most of the western states. We hit Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, Washington, Oregon, and back to California. So we were all over the place. Really like Wyoming. And now I'm going to do some spoilers and speculation, but at the very end of the video, I will put our confirmed leak. And also, just at the very end, I'm also going to post some pictures from our vacation that we took. For those of you that are interested, but I'm going to just throw those in at the end. One little souvenir I got on our way back home. We did go through Shasta, California, and got to see Mount Shasta. And there was this wooden coaster, and I just had to have it. I could probably make it. It wouldn't be as precision, but I just thought it was cool. I really liked it. Anyway, my nephew's actually doing some wood burning on rounds just like that, making little things. I could sell them at the swap meets and stuff. Anyway, let's get started. Anyway, as you can see is my little backdrop here, Uberleben. We went to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which is not too far from the Uberleben headquarters there in Bonners Ferry, Idaho. And, you know, Bonners Ferry is so close to Canada, you could probably throw a rock and throw it across the border. It's pretty close. Anyway, I'm thinking we might be getting something from Uberleben, but it's like, what are we going to get? They've already sent us the stoves and fire starters and teepees and stuff. Well, a nice little basic item is this little Uberleben fire starting necklace they have. Has a little striker, a little ferro rod, and instead of taking that all apart, I'll just use this striker right here that I have handy. Just because it's fun, but this works really well. Anyway, and I don't know, but I'm thinking some sort of fire starter. But it could also, even though I speculating on the Uberleben, there's also the new Sparky key thing from Outdoor Element. I don't know if this is available. They did this through a Kickstarter. I got a couple of them. It's a carabiner with a ferro rod on it, and then you got a key that you can have cut to generally a standard house key. This is pretty standard for a house key, and you can have this cut out. I checked mine and it does. It actually has a hex hole here in the key itself, probably the 1/4-inch hex bit driver. It comes with a key ring, so there's a lot of purposes on that. You got standard ferro rod. I don't think they'll send that, but another version of fire starting I got years ago in the Lord and Field was this necklace, and this thing's kind of cool. You gotta give yourself a little slack to get this out, but it has the ferro rod on there, but the striker is also an arrowhead, and you guys know how I love to make my own arrows. I've demonstrated them a couple of times, so this is a nice little multi-purpose one. Your loop goes up through that hole in there, and then you could use this cordage that's on here for lashing down your arrow. And you also have a little striker on here and all that. So I wouldn't mind seeing something like this. I have a couple of those that came years ago. So I think that's a nice item to speculate on. I've also speculated on the Work Sharp sharpeners. This particular one, I have a backup here, but is the Work Sharp one, and it has multiple angles on it. This is a nice one. I throw it in my kits. As you can see, it's well used, usually just to touch up blades. It even has a strap on the back here, but I really like this one. But they've sent this one before, so I'm thinking this version here. Now this has a 15 and 17 degree guide. There may be others you can get. There's a little mat in here. And this was for a whetstone. You can use water or oil. I think once you use oil, you can't switch to water or something. I don't know, something like that. But you have a fine edge, and it says 6,000 grit, and the coarse edge is 1,000, or it's a medium and fine. And this is great, especially on kitchen products. I have a couple others I've been using, so I haven't used this one yet, but I do like it. But it could also be the guided field sharpener. They have that precision sharpener. There's a lot of different work sharp products that could you know, it could be a possibility. Also, next up, Grim Workshop. Let's go with this one. Now, we all know the Grim Workshop cards. I like multi-version cards that have multiple things in it. Like this one has arrowheads and hooks, a little blade in here, as opposed to just fishing cards. I like the multi-purpose cards. I like tweezers. Here's one I got set up. This is a sewing card. Has a seam ripper, has extra buttons, sewing needles, and then I got the line card. I forget, I think it's like 10 yards of line is in here. It's just like folded up in here. I got a couple of these line cards. They're nice to have. This material, it's not extra, it's not heavy duty or anything, but you could use it for nice, quick, easy repairs in the field and stuff like that. You also got needles. You could use it. The only thing I think you could add to this would be one of those eye threaders, and they have some open eye hooks that are easy to thread. They're pretty big eye holes on those, like a nice temporary button. You can even back this up with a piece of wood or something if you want a little bit thicker button, and you know, carve it out. But you even have some of the little mini micro tools from Grimm. There's a tweezer card in here, an arrowhead card. Let's see what I got over here. It's another tweezer card. These tweezers work great. This is a bigger arrowhead card. I have a subscription to Grimm for 20 bucks a month. They send you a different card every month and a couple other items. But these are great, and so I'm going to speculate we might be seeing something from Grim Workshop here pretty soon. Maybe even in Mission 114. If you guys didn't catch it, there was a point where Grim Workshop sent a giant card to Brandon Curran from Battlebox. I forget what was on it, but it was like a 3 foot by it was 3 foot by 2 foot size card. Anyway, that's a couple of Grim Workshops. I have a ton of these things. I've been getting them for years. Love those things. Now, at this point in the video, I am going to give you guys our spoiler. This spoiler is confirmed. This is going to be in Mission 114. And I'm going to post this right here. And I can't tell you for sure. We've gotten a similar one, and I don't believe this is the exact same one. But, I mean, they're great for using in the garage when you're painting. You got to make sure you have the right filters and stuff like that. These may even work with some of the tear gases and things like that. It's not going to work in a biological warfare situation. You're going to need different kinds of filters and suits and all kinds of stuff in that situation. But that is the item. I don't know if this item is going to be in the Pro or if it is going to be in the Advanced box. I don't know what the pricing is for sure on it. So that usually determines what level they put it in. But that is our confirmed spoiler for Mission 114. And that's it. So stay tuned. Right after I scroll the screen, I'm going to throw up some of our vacation pictures for those of you that want to see them and you want to stand by for that. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, hit like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and be nice to each other.